Good evening, I'm Lyndsey Price. Thanks for joining us tonight. If you spent some time outside today, I'm sure you've noticed it's extremely hot out there. Temperatures even reached the 100-degree mark. But it's still a great looking start to the first weekend of summer. And will those hot temperatures stick around for the rest of your weekend? Let's get a first check of your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Lyndsey, good Saturday evening to you. Yeah, 86 still in Tuscaloosa. We hit 102 this afternoon, a record high. 78 down in Mobile, 83 in Jackson, Mississippi. So across the deep south, we are mild tonight. And no rain to deal with, only a spotty shower or two this afternoon. Same deal for the next couple of days, but we are watching things down over the Gulf of Mexico. Tropical storm Debbie developing and moving towards the north. We're going to watch that system close over the coming days. No impacts for our Sunday. In fact, here's our Sunday's forecast. 81 as early as 9 o'clock. So a hot, hazy, humid day, 101 by 4 o'clock. But how about the rest of the forecast in your 7-day planner? Plus, we'll look at Debbie. Home team weather is straight ahead.
Well, thank you, Richard. Firefighters are used to battling fires for a living, but when the heat outside gets unbearable, how does that affect their duties? According to Lieutenant Kevin Suddeth with the Tuscaloosa Fire Station number 7, most of their calls are heat-related, making their jobs more difficult than usual. When the temperatures increase, they may take more breaks and stay hydrated. But Suddeth says when it comes down to the job, the weather really doesn't make a difference.
It's pretty intense. For me, I can't speak for everyone, but it's not a whole lot of difference because with the suit on, it's hot anyway. Our mindset is to go in and do the best job we can, irregardless of the weather.
In Tuscaloosa County, Lake Laureline State Park has just opened a new 4-mile stretch of trails. It's making the total trail length over 23 miles. WVUA reporter Tommy Townsend spoke with outdoor enthusiasts about the new addition.
With twists and turns and loops and trails, the new addition to Lake Laureline State Park is welcomed by cyclists.
It's taken long enough to really get a good established trail system, not just one that's a bunch of little pieces connected here and there.
This man enjoyed the fruits of his labor.
I help build a lot of the trails. It's really going to help with the, just bringing people in on bikes and trying it out.
I'm on one of the older trails right now, and the going is pretty easy. That's because all of this ground is nice and packed down. That comes from years of people cycling and walking across this. And local cyclists and trail runners say the new trail will eventually be like that.
It's pretty rough right now, it's going to take a little while to get it broke in really good.
And many adventurers say the love of the great outdoors is something everyone should enjoy.
I have a real deep passion for being in the woods, being on a bike, hearing the dirt, hearing the trees, the wind, and it's really nice to have a safe environment that's beautiful, to come to and actually be able to just enjoy and kind of relax.
At Lake Laureline State Park, Tommy Townsend, WVUA News.
The trails at Lake Laureline State Park are open from 7 a.m. to sundown, and park rangers are always on duty for assistance. Well, exercising is an encouraged way to stay healthy, but as the temperatures continue to rise, how can you exercise without falling victim to the heat? WVUA reporter Molly Mitchell has the answer.
Summer has officially begun, and Tom McGinnis says for anyone who is active outdoors, scorching heat requires precautions be taken, such as using sunscreen for your skin. As for your insides, keep water on you.
You could always have a travel bottle of something. You want it to try to be cold so you can try to keep your internal body temperature down. All those kind of things will help. Stay away from caffeinated products. That's just going to dehydrate you further. Be hydrated before you start, during, and after.
With temperatures well into the 90s, it's important to always carry water with you while exercising, and experts say that it's great to find a place well shaded like the university's quad to get your exercise in.
You're just a walker, find shaded places to walk. The quad is a perfect place to go walk. There's a lot of shade there. If you're going to run or going to bike or hiking or anything like that, just stick with trying to exercise in the morning and the evening and stay out of the sun in the afternoon.
The threat of overheating is an issue that should not be overlooked, no matter how active one may be.
Even if you're acclimated, even if you're well trained, there are people every year that die running marathons, for example. Who's in better shape than a marathon runner? But the heat can get to anybody at any time.
Humidity reaches a point, heat reaches a point. Don't go outside. Don't go run. It's not worth it. Don't do it.
If one is cautious of the heat and listening to their body, there is no reason not to enjoy their summertime outdoors.
Everybody needs to get out there, enjoy the summertime. It's a lot harder to enjoy the wintertime here than it is this summer, so get out there. Be out at a pool, go hiking, go walking, go swimming, go running, do what you got to do. Just be careful while you're doing it. It's not that hard.
In Tuscaloosa, Molly Mitchell, WVUA News.
If you ever find yourself feeling lightheaded, dizzy, or simply not feeling like your usual self, McQuinta says to stop the activity and be sure to drink water to cool down. Well, the verdict is in for the Sandusky trial. Sandusky was found guilty in 45 of the 48 charges against him. That includes 39 felony counts. You're looking at video from last night of Sandusky leaving the courtroom after hearing the verdict. The former Penn State assistant football coach was convicted of sexually abusing young male victims over a 15-year period. Joe Mendola, Sandusky's attorney, says it's important for many to understand Sandusky has always maintained his innocence.
Jerry Sandusky never considered a plea agreement. He always maintained his innocence, and that's something that's important. That's something that's important for everyone to understand. For better or for worse, none of us were there when any of these things happened, but he always maintained it. He was innocent.
And attorneys for Jerry Sandusky say their client is under suicide watch for his own safety. Despite the ruling, Sandusky's defense team has announced plans to appeal Sandusky's currently awaiting sentencing that is expected to happen within the next 90 days. And a New York father says he hopes an apology will help in a controversy that started in part by his son. Robert Helm's son was one of the 4 middle school boys who unmercifully taunted school bus monitor Karen Klein, bringing the 68-year-old woman to tears. When the video of the incident hit the internet, support for Klein poured in. Helm met with Klein to apologize for his son's actions.
It's hard to explain, saying sorry to Karen was a big part of healing this wound that's been opened. And hopefully people will see this and see that we are reaching out and trying to do the right thing here. My family's been just harassed unbelievably since this whole thing has started, and I'm hoping that this will help heal those wounds. She received me very well. I gave her a big hug and just explained to her how sorry I was that this whole thing happened, and she seemed like she was receiving it. She accepted the apology.
2 of the 4 boys have issued written apologies to Klein. Police say she decided not to press charges. Instead, she wants the school district to handle any punishment. An online fund started with the intention to send Klein on vacation has already surpassed $500,000. The First Lady Michelle Obama will lead U.S. presidential delegation to the opening ceremonies of the 2012 Olympic Games this summer. Miss Obama is hoping the Olympics will inspire American kids to get active and eat healthy. She kicked off a joint effort with U.S. Olympians and Paralympians in May as part of her Let's Move initiative to reduce childhood obesity. The opening ceremony is scheduled for July 27th in London.